Howdy guys, how's it going? And welcome to this beauty called Minecraft once again for another edition of Better Homes and Minds. So I'm on a server that my friend is running, and there's been a lot of builds. Some of them you probably recognize from bigger YouTubers builds, because I've just kind of been building off tutorials and building some of my own stuff. A couple of my builds that I did for Better Homes and Minds were on my server that I owned for a little while and ran, but I decided that I was a little bit low on funds, so I just decided to cancel that, and now my friend runs it. So this is another server. This is their map that they've built on before. So what I'm going to do today is going to be kind of out of the ordinary. Like, typically I'll do a home or a mine or something for you guys. Oh, jeez. The lag was horrible. But this time I think I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give you guys a couple of different staircase styles that you can use in your house. Oh jeez, all the chunks are still not loading. Hold on, let me just find a place where I can start building these staircases and I'll be right back. Alright, here's a good spot, kind of off the beaten path. No one's really built back here. Alright, so let's clear my inventory. So let's just use some normal oak stuff to make these staircases that I'm going to be showing off. So there's first one that consider this as your house, just any house. If you want stairs other than a ladder, maybe you want a spiral staircase. I have 3 different styles of spiral staircase that you guys might like. So the first one, just to build a pillar, is the typical slab. Bring a slab up each time, like that. Slowly going up, like so, each time. And it conserves a lot of material, obviously, because you're using slabs. And it functions really easy, like really well. Just boom, 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 boom. So that's one of the simple ones. It looks good, especially with just like some sort of pillar in the middle. You could use like quartz and quartz slabs to make a quartz pillar staircase. That would look really fancy. Honestly, I think that would. So if you have like a really fancy modern house, just have some quartz and some quartz slabs going up rather than this oak crap. Like this one right here. I honestly think that looks quite fancy. And it would look really good in one of those really high-end homes. And then for a floor up here, since you can't have it there, oops, what you could do is have something like this when it wraps around it, like so. And then fence of any kind going around it all the way, like so. And there's your first little staircase idea. So the second spiral staircase is really just kind of like a no-brainer. Obviously, I've seen a lot of people do this. My friends tend to do this for their staircases, and while I do like it, I tend not to go spirally. So I much prefer other kinds of staircases. But these work, they function, they do their job. And I honestly think this one looks really good with wood. You can make it go up one round just out to this height or something, because that'll give you plenty of height for a floor, like a ground floor, and then this is your upper floor. And then just have a fence around it like this. If the fences will place right. like so. And it'll give you plenty of headroom on your ground floor, just like so. You can fill in all the spaces like that. And you have a good spiral staircase right there. I think that looks pretty nice. And the third one, well, if you're working within constraints, there is kind of a cheaty method to Minecraft where you can do this. Something like that. Yeah, like that. And then you'd have something like that. Oops. Then you'd have something like that. You have something like that. While this one is just kind of here, you can just work your way up like that and just keep going, just keep spiraling. And you, of course, to finish it off, you gotta bring it all the way around. But you don't have a pillar, and I honestly don't think this looks all that great. But if you're working within like really tight constraints, then this one would probably be the best idea for you, honestly. As long as you don't have to go too awful high. Like if you only have to go about that high, then this one would probably work out just right for you. Yeah, it's not as bad looking as you think, and it's really effective, so, I don't know. That's the third type of spiral staircase. My personal favorite type of staircase is a curving staircase or a splitting staircase. So, curving staircases, well, I guess this is kind of hard to explain when you don't have much, like a house to show it in. But a curving staircase would be something like this. Say you have a wall here. That curves right there. So the curved staircase obviously would just go to there and then build up and then to the floor here or something like that. And obviously the floor would be here, and then you'd have your fence just setting like this. Up against your wall. Like that. And just a small little railing like so. Oops, slash toggle downfall. Yeah, I think it's a lot more cost effective when it comes to resources. But I mean, it also doesn't look quite as cool. It doesn't look quite as cool as a spiral staircase like that or like that. So, but I still prefer it, honestly. I honestly really like these kind of little staircases. And that's typically what I use in my builds, and if you haven't noticed that in my previous builds. And the final type of staircase I'm going to show you just kind of for inspiration again. This isn't like straight up tutorial, but is the splitting staircase. And I do like split staircases. I haven't been able to use one in my builds because I've never really had a build that needed it. So there's two different kinds of splitting staircases. This is going to be the first one that I show you. Is going to be one like this. Set day. Just for more light. So you have something like this. You're going up. And then you have something like this. And it splits off like so. Up another layer or two. To this floor right here, and that wraps all the way around to here. Typically it would probably go out to the end here, so that the staircase is completely open like so. Just imagine that the wall is like right here or something. So that's your wall right there. And then you would have some sort of railing going around this, kind of like that. And then you'd have your next floor of your house right here. And you can always make it smaller, too. It doesn't have to be quite this large. But I think the more grand looking that is, the better. And you have 4 just from this. 4 high ceilings, which is really nice. So this kind of split staircase is pretty nice. I do like it, and I hope that I can incorporate it into a build sometime, because these are really fun staircases to make. And the other kind of splitting staircase that I absolutely hate trying to build, because it almost always ends up looking bad, is the one that inverts, I guess you could say. I don't know. When I say inversion, or like it inverts, the only thing I can think of is hanging upside down or something like that, because inversions means like twisting around upside down. I don't know, I'm a roller coaster fanatic. Like building, I used to love the Roller Coaster Tycoon series. I probably spent a good majority of my childhood on that game, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. So whenever I say inversion, I think, oh, upside down. But no, when I say inversion in this case, I mean it turns back on itself like that. Reverses. I don't know. I give up. You know, I can't English. I don't know how. So these kind of staircases are pretty tedious to build. I mean, if you have enough room, you can build them pretty nice. But whenever I do them, they end up having to be within really tight constraints, which kind of ruins it for me, in all honesty. But what you do here is bring your stairs up however far. Mine go up 3 blocks. You'd want to have them 2 wide. If they're 1 wide, that's okay too, but they just won't look as grand. And I like grand looking things, besides the corner staircase. Obviously, that's just kind of for your everyday home. And then it kind of brings you up to here. Imagine this is your wall here. Right here. Like so. It goes up another 2 from there just because I want it to. And boom. There's your staircase. See, these ones look really nice and they work really well, but sometimes you have just too much constraint that you can't get them done. And that's my thing. Like, if there's too much constraint that you can't get them done and look nice, then it's like the appeal is lost. And you can always, that's where invert would come in. You can always invert this if you want, and have it go with 2 on either side and then a single one going up higher, like the 2 combine into 1. But what really sucks about these is you see that I did it again. This is what I always do when I build these reversed split staircases. You would want to extend, if you want to keep the 2 stair thing, you'd want to extend it out 1 further than I did, so that you can have something like this. Otherwise, you're probably going to fall down and hurt yourself. So I already screwed this up. But I hope you kind of get the gist of it. You just build those over 1 more, so you have 2 wide. Or you can keep it 1 wide, I really don't care. I kind of think this 1 wide looks a little bit cramped, but it doesn't look bad. And then you just bring it up like that, and here's your next floor. And these kind of grand staircases, I think these split ones that split like that, I think these work best in the big mansions that you could make in Minecraft, along with this one that splits kind of sideways. So just kind of keep in mind that. The spiral staircases are just for whenever you think you should use a spiral staircase, and the curving one just in your everyday builds. I honestly think these ones are the easiest, most cost-efficient resource-wise, and most easy to build. Definitely the most easy to build. So yeah, there's 5 different staircase designs, 6 different staircase designs for you guys that you can use. 3 different spiral staircases, the curving staircase, and of course, the split staircase. Oh, there's another thing you can do with these curved staircases. If you are tight on space and you want higher ceilings, you can do what I did with the spiral staircase, where you do this and then up like that. But I don't like that, so I don't do it. But anyway, there's 6 different and now 7 different staircase designs for you guys. So yeah, while it may not have been the most amazing Better Homes and Minds video, I hope it kind of gave you an idea of what you can do for building your own house when it comes to staircases, since I only ever used this one right here, this curved one, which I hope to incorporate these others at some point in time. But yeah, hopefully you guys can use these staircases to the best of your ability, because I know I can't. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and feel free to hit the like button. If you didn't like it, feel free to hit the dislike button. Just tell me why you didn't like it. Any feedback is very much appreciated. I mean, oh geez, lag. I mean, I don't get anything special other than feedback from comments and likes and dislikes. It just kind of helps me know what I should and shouldn't record. Stupid. You know what I shouldn't record is this chicken. There, finally. And yeah, thank you guys again for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode of Better Homes and Minds, or whatever I decide to record next. Alright, see you guys. Peace. The doggy. I want doggy. I also forgot the most important staircase ever. If you're extremely tight on space and extremely boring and you don't care to build a actual if you don't care to build an actual staircase, you can build a ladder, but that's boring, and ladders are boring, and I hate them. Unless they're for attics, because no one cares about attics.